Hi there, welcome to the YouTube channel. Thanks for coming and seeing. You're probably wondering why you can't see a card or anything else at the moment compared to all my usual videos. This is just a early morning start. I would just like to say thank you to everybody who's subscribed and been here. I'm saying thank you because depending when you watch this, October the 3rd, this comes live in the UK. You may be watching it late on the second stateside or across the pond, or if you're that side, or late in the afternoon depending where you are in the world. But it's my birthday today, and I always was taught by my mum before she passed to always say thank you to everybody who's helped me out during the year. So just a quick thing to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to my mods on the Twitch stream. Thank you to the people who come and play regularly or with me on Twitch. And thank you to everybody who's subscribed here at YouTube. I really do appreciate it. My target for the end of this year was to hit over 500 subscribers. I've made it to 519 as I record this today, and that's really made me happy, so that's great. Obviously, next big target will be 1,000. If you haven't subscribed, there should be a subscription thing down here somewhere now. Give me a birthday present, hit the subscribe button. But I really just want to say thank you before I get on with today's deck. But now I've done all that bit, I'll get on with today's deck, and there is, because I like white green, is going to be Rip the Spawn Hunter today. Probably the card who looks like mostly something out, or the card who looks mostly something more modern. However, Rip has given me a challenge, and I like a challenge for white green because it's a 4/4 for 4 mana. Stats fine, ability more tricky. At the beginning of your second main phase, if Rip is tapped, reveal the top X cards to your library where X is Rip's power. Put any number of creature and or vehicle cards with different powers from amongst them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yeah, vehicles in green white. Okay, I like vehicles, I like green white. I've had to have a go at this one because this is me just spoiling myself on my birthday. So here we go, this is what today's deck looks like. Okay, right, so creatures, 24 of them. Ramp in the version of Avacyn's Pilgrim and Birds of Paradise. We have the Hotshot mechanic to be a pilot for some of the vehicles we have coming up. And then we have the first of the survival creatures. Veteran Survivor, 2/1 for 1 mana. That I like. And if it's tapped in our second main phase, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Like that even more. And as long as there are 3 or more cards exiled with the Survivor, it gets +3/+3 and have hexproof. So realistically, for a survival deck built into creatures and vehicles, becomes one of the ideal pilots. Acrobatic Cheerleaders next. At the beginning of your second main phase, if it's tapped, put a flying counter on it. This ability triggers only once. You get 2/2 flyer eventually. Gear Shift Ace is here because it does the whole let's crew everything, and then if you crew a vehicle, it gets first strike because of the ace. House Cartographer, the next one of the survival creatures. If it's a second main phase, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Put that into your hand, and the rest on your bottom of your library in a random order. Intrepid Stable Masters in from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, I think then. Bit of mana ramp, and then we can use 2 mana from it of any colour, of any one colour, to cast a vehicle or a mount. Obviously we're just doing the vehicles today, so here we go. Miriam Herd Whisperer likes mounts as well, but vehicles you control have hexproof as long as it's our turn, and whenever a vehicle attacks we get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Prosperous Innkeeper gives us a treasure and a little bit of life gain. Probably wondering why I included it. Well, it's my birthday, so I'm probably going to be involved with some innkeepers later with a bit of luck. Otherwise I'm going for a drink. Reluctant Role Model is also here. At the beginning of your second main phase, if the role model is tapped, put a flying lifelink or +1/+1 counter on it. And then when it dies, or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on up to 1 target creature. Sandwell Avenger Ace also comes in. As long as an artifact creature you control is attacking, prevent all damage that will be dealt to Sandwell Avenger Ace. And when Sandwell becomes tapped, exile the top 6 cards of our library. You may cast a vehicle or artifact spell from among them and put the rest on the bottom of our library in any order. So gives us another way to get our vehicles out of our deck. Saram is just here to draw us cards. Defiant Survivor, if it's tapped at the beginning of the second main phase, we get to Manifest Dread. Glimmer Seeker, if it's tapped at the second main phase, we get a Glimmer. If it's tapped, draw a card if you control a Glimmer creature. If we don't, you get a 1/1 Glimmer creature. So you get something to crew with and then start drawing cards with the Glimmer Seeker. Like that plan, thank you. Shrewd Storyteller, if it's tapped, gets a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. So you can put them on your vehicles, because there'll still be vehicles to the end of the turn, don't forget. Cautious Survivor lets us gain 2 life. Conan, Rescue Beastie. Yeah, get a permanent card, put it onto the battlefield. Yeah, this may need its own deck in the future. It's coming. Unicorn, Loyal Unicorn just prevents all the combat damage you've seen this week and gives everything vigilance. Saviour of the Small lets us return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from our graveyard to our hand. Boss's Showfire enters with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to 1 plus the number of other creatures we control. And then whenever the creature you control enters, you get to put another +1/+1 on it, and when it dies, you get all those lovely 1/1 citizen creature tokens for each +1/+1 counter on it. Loyal Guardian puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control at the beginning of combat as long as Rip's in play. Rootwise Survivor, at the beginning of your second main phase, put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target land if you want to. That land becomes a 0/0 elemental creature in addition to other types. It gains haste until your next turn. Now, I think they think the Rootwise Survivor is going to go in decks where you get extra combat steps. In our deck, probably not going to be happening, but it had survival, so it had to be included. And then finally, the big thing at the end, Moonshaker Cavalry, just to make sure that we can give all our creatures a flying and gain +X/+X until the end of the turn, which I thought was quite nice. Spells, we're a bit short on. Enlightened Tutor, to go and find an artifact or enchantment. Farseek for some ramp. Grand Crescendo, to give all our creatures indestructible and make a whole load of citizen tokens where we need them. Nature's Law, 3 visits for the ramp. Chroma's Will for the Alpha Strike. Kamal's Will to make all our lands into creatures for the turn. They're indestructible, they have haste, and they can be used to crew the vehicles then. A bit like Croup from Guardians of the Galaxy, but hey. And then Wrath of God just gives a bit of board control. We have a lot of artifacts because a lot of them are vehicles, but we have Soul Talisman, Elixir of Immortality, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Medallion and Medallion, Mind Stone to ramp. We have the first vehicle, the Heart of Kiran. We can take a loyalty counter off any planeswalkers we don't have, but crew 3, 4/4, flying vigilance, we can do that. Bankbuster, Reckoner Bankbuster, get the card draw on the go and get our wonderful, wonderful pilot tokens that will help us crew things up. Shadow Caravel, whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Not happening, but it's a 2/2 vehicle that you can crew for 2, so it made sense. Smuggler's Copters also win, which is a lot better 2 mana, 3/3 flying vehicle when we get there, because it gets you to the loot, basically. So, draw and discard. Talisman Unity for some ramp, along with Thought Vessel. Aerial Surveyor. Attacks, if a defending player controls more lands than you, search your library for a basic plains card, put it onto battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Crew 2. Ethersphere Harvester for a crew 1 and a bit of life linking. Commander Spheres for some more ramp. Cultivator's Caravan for ramp and eventually a 5/5 you can attack with. I went with the Fountain. I'm still trying to pull off the untapped 15 tapped creatures you control to win the game. I will get there at some stage, I'm sure. Peace Walker Colossus just lets you use your mana to turn vehicles into artifact creatures. Oh dear, sorry. An identified hovership enters with exile up to 1 target creature of toughness 5 or less, and when it leaves, return the exiled card. The exiled card's owner manifests dread. It's quite a nice removal spell for 3 mana and a cruel 1. Conqueror's Galleon is purely here so we can flip it into the foothold, so we get some extra mana and a loot effect or a draw effect, or return something from our graveyard to our hand. Azeka's Chariot from Kaldheim gives us a couple of cats, then we get copy tokens. Fleet Wheel Cruiser, hello, thank you, comes in from Kaladesh. Trample and Haste, enters the battlefield, it becomes an artifact creature until the end of the turn. So the turn this comes in, you can just basically attack as a 5/3 and then crew it every turn if you need to. Golden Argosa attacks, exile each creature that crewed at this turn then returns to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Head Shredder comes in from Duskmorn as well. When you attack, you mill 2, and then whenever one or more lands cards are put into your graveyard from your library, get put them onto the battlefield tapped. It's only got a crew of 1, so this is a really efficient one. Nautiloid Ship enters the battlefield, exile a target player's graveyard, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a creature card exiled with the ship onto the battlefield under our control. The Weatherlight, because I just like it, find the historic stuff. Enchanted Carriage gives a couple of mouse tokens as well, and then crew 2, so it's a 4/4. That's fine, cope with that. Mysterious Limousine enters all the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target creature until it leaves. If a creature is exiled this way, return each other card exiled with a Mysterious Limousine to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you can exile 1 creature, you can exile then enchantments and artifacts and everything else. Yeah. I don't know. No, you can't. No, it's creatures, isn't it? Sorry, ignore that last statement entirely. I misread the card. Yeah, so you can just keep swapping creatures in and out the limousine. Sorry, my bad. Sovereign Consul Flagship. Yep, attacks or enters the battlefield and deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. And then Parhelion 2. Does the whole flying first strike vigilance 5/5. When it attacks, we get a couple of angels that are flying and vigilance that are attacking. Okay. 1 enchantment, because I am playing the Fountain, is Rabble Rousing, just so we get some more creatures that we can use to crew with. And then we're possibly a bit short lands, only 35. You can, I did think about cutting some of the more irrelevant vehicles, but I want to play as many as I could. So we've got as many green-white lands in as we can, as you can see, including Broker's Courtyard, Cabaretti Courtyard to go and find things with. Hushwood Verge makes an appearance as well. Inventor's Fair, because we get a little bit of life, so we should have 3 or more artifacts in play each turn. And then I have got Reliquary Tower in here and Temple of the False God, because we are playing so many vehicles. And that is it. That's my indulgent deck for my birthday, kind of, because it's green-white. I was going to do something really special, but I ran out of time to build it and then record the videos, and I had this built, so it was more important to do this. But green-white, as I said, is the colour pairing I was looking at anyway for my birthday video, so I've done it. I've just used Rip instead. If you liked the video, please, as I said at the start, please hit the subscribe button down below. Leave me some comments if you think there's something I've missed out that should be in the deck. Like, share, subscribe here. Go and give me a follow over on Twitch as well. The more the merrier over there. I don't know if there'll be a stream tonight since it's my birthday. If there's not, you can see me play these on Sunday. But we will see. I'm not quite sure what the wife has planned for my birthday tonight. But anyway, thank you everybody for being here. I hope you have a fantastic day. And if I don't see you on the Twitch stream at some stage, I'll be back next week with some more videos. So for now, take care. See you soon. Bye.